Look, series of questions, really easy. First one, I just want to know what it was like. Tell me what was like your first contact with Simon and myself, and how was it? Were we scary? Was it quite warm, welcoming? How did you find us just to begin with?
I didn't really know what to expect to start with, that was for sure. I mean, like, I went into that whole initial session kind of knowing what you guys were going to be talking about from having my own experiences already. But yeah, just trying to judge what you guys were like and what the crowd was going to be like in the room at the time it was very interesting. But hey, like, I mean, I know you guys now, and you're definitely really cool. You guys are really knowledgeable as well in the industry, and you seem to have some great contacts too. So, I mean, speculation wasn't really for anything then.
So you'd say like it wasn't intimidating, and we were quite warm and welcoming. We were sort of, it wasn't rigid or
Yeah,
anything like that.
definitely. No, the session ended up flowing quite well, I think, in the end, and you got the crowd warmed up quite well. And everyone's like kind of conversation started flowing from that. So it was good.
That's good to hear. And like on a personal level, how have you found getting to know Simon and myself?
Um, Simon's been great to get to know. He can be very full on to start with, I've noticed. But yeah, like the things that he has to say are just the top quality information just constantly. And yourself as well. You're very friendly, you're a very knowledgeable person, and yeah. Yeah.
That's good to hear, man. That's really good to hear. You know, it's kind of why we rebranded to PT Mechanics. Was we felt that res trainers, there was like, so I guess there was sort of like two reasons for us. Um, Res trainers, I think people were confused with resolution fitness, and they weren't clearly distinguishable between the two. And I think just in the industry, it was kind of blurred, and people were referring to one for the other for certain services as such. And res trainers was that very, the color palette, and it was very formal, very professional looking. And there's nothing wrong with that being a business mentor, but Simon and I wanted something a little bit more like extreme
A bit
sports.
more approach.
Yeah, look, it's PT Mechanics. The branding is pink and black. It's more us. We do drop like an F-bomb and things like that. So, yeah, suits us a bit more, and it's distinguishable.
Definitely.
One of the first questions I wanted to ask you, mate, was how did you feel like going through? You've been through a few of the sessions, face to face, and you've been through some of the Zoom sessions. I wanted to ask, particularly on the Zoom sessions, how do you find those? How have you found that format? You come in once a week, you log in, you're given a presentation style, and you're sort of given homework and everything like that. How did you like that format? What were the positives from that for you?
It wasn't too different to what I was experiencing the entirety of last semester anyway of uni. It was very much like time and place, be there, everyone's online, everyone's get stuck into it. So I guess transition to that kind of format didn't really shock me or anything. Apart from that, Zoom itself has been quite good. Yeah, it's been not too bad in general. The homework aspect of it, just, I mean, as a student, I'm just like, oh, homework.
Sure.
But yeah, no, like I see the benefit in giving that kind of thing to the other trainers out there to be like, yep, you definitely need to be practicing this. This is the skills that you should be looking at upskilling yourself in. And yeah, having that community to be able to post, like, for example, the posters that we did the other week, like, be able to, it was a bit scary to put up, start with. I must admit, I've always, when it comes to design, I'm a bit like, is it really what I've wanted? Is it really good enough? And then obviously putting it out there for people to be like, oh yeah, well, hey, this is good, but you need to do that. It's always that bit of give and take there. But yeah, not having the community behind you in that, in the private group as well, to support you and be like, cool, you've done well. This is a good start. It's been a very positive experience.
Beautiful. And I guess like if I go back to like say the format, duration, like it's only like an hour and a half generally. It's sort of like our shotgun approach. I know everyone has very busy lifestyles. Do you think that the sessions are long enough? Do you like the fact that they're only like, an hour, hour and a half? They're jam-packed full of relevant information and actionable items. How did you find that content? And give us some feedback on that, really. I'd love to hear.
Yeah, formatting is definitely great. I think anything over an hour and a half is people either start getting distracted by things, or yeah, you just start losing interest. And especially being in Zoom, like it's so easy to just be like, oh yeah, I'm here, and then secretly be on Facebook in the background throughout the whole thing. So yeah, no, definitely for the time length, spot on, definitely. Content wise, it's not too bad. I mean, obviously, trying to cover the right amount of stuff also in that time period is always going to be a challenge for you guys as presenters, I think.
Sure.
Like the Facebook side of things, like that, like you said yourself, you could have talked hours and hours and hours just on the marketing side of it and getting it all set up. And let's be honest, it's 100% dead on. Like, you could fill probably several sessions really with teaching us how to properly go about marketing ourselves and filling out every aspect of demographics and whatnot. What else was there in this question?
Yeah, look, it was more like just about I guess the content. Like, I'll segue into my next question. You've sort of covered that, and like I guess from our point of view, a lot of people enter this industry. They're coming off the back of a Cert 3 and 4. You're going into a gym environment, and gym environments are usually contractual based. You're going to have to pay rent, and you've got a build up phase. And generally, that build up phase, depending on the gym, it could be 8 weeks, could be 12 weeks. So that's essentially sort of why we want to try and shotgun approach it. Give you guys enough information over 4 weeks that are relevant and actionable. And that's why it's like business setup, how to create an offer, how to define your product, how to sell that, and then how to provide customer service so you're not churning and burning. How did you find that content structure, and how have you found the content from Simon and I relevant to sort of, executing that process for personal trainers?
That one's going to be a tough one to answer. I'm not even sure how to go about answering that one.
How about I do this? I'll break it down for you like this. Were you present for the business setup? Were you present for the business setup session? Maybe no, not the new one. I don't think you're present for the new one.
I remember being like, we had the initial discussions about offers, and I was there for that stuff with like getting people interested, the selling points, and all that.
Yep.
Definitely a new one.
What about, like, I know that you did a face-to-face branding session with me. I've actually transferred that to a Zoom session, and I've actually expanded on that. I think I've refined that. But if we talk about, sort of the helping, sort of like the branding session that we did, how did you find the content within the branding session? Was it really actionable? Did you enjoy it? Did you get a lot out from it?
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, the fact that you were able to deliver the branding session via Zoom definitely, I think, gave you a lot more impact with it. Being able to obviously visually see you going through processes and stuff rather than it being on a whiteboard explained out, like that's the aspect of it was perfect, because where else would you normally see that unless everyone was sat down in front of their own computers and you were kind of running like workshops like that.
Sure.
Well, sorry, what was the other bit of it?
No, I just want to know, like, how did you like the content, and what was it like doing and actioning that? I know you've had like a little bit of a background in that stuff before, but did you enjoy the content? Did you get much out of it?
Yeah, no, definitely the content was great. Yeah, like, I mean, as I was just saying, like being able to learn it online or seeing it online as well was just, that just added to it a lot better. Actioning wise as well, definitely helped a lot along by you being able to visually run through it all. And I'm sure everybody would say it's more or less the same as well. Like, yeah, having that visual aspect of the branding component was just, yeah, it was just super beneficial.
Awesome. That's good to hear, man. And so you did attend, you'll have to forgive me, mate. I've run that many Zoom meetings in the last, the last 4 or 5 weeks. I think I'm doing about 6 or 7 of them a week. So you were there present for the branding session that I ran via Zoom. Tell me, what was it like? Did you think it was beneficial? Did it help you to sort of like learn about creating an offer that you can then go and market and then start selling?
I definitely think so. It gave a good starting point for sure to kind of think about the process of what we could be offering. And I mean, you had those few examples on the poster as well, which were perfect to probably get a PT started with in the gym environment, offering people like their services for sure.
That's good. That's good. And then following on from that, we went into Simon's selling session. Were you present for that one?
What do you cover again in that?
That one, we cover like how to use a pre-exercise questionnaire to sort of seed and get out of the way. Like you're seeding questions.
I remember the physical.
Okay. Yep. And
look, during that one.
Referencing that, how did you find like being taught, okay, I know when you do cert 3 and 4, they say, look, it's really important to do a pre-exercise questionnaire so you can pick up in any like pre-existing injuries, anything like that, medical conditions as such. But then when we spoke to you, we sort of flipped it on its head and go, well, you can actually use this document to crush any objections when it comes up into the sales process. How did you find learning about that? Did you find that very, very, very beneficial to sort of add to your skill set, so you're feeling more confident when you go in the sales process?
I mean, the pre-screening stuff is also something we get drilled into in our intro units in uni, because ESSA, Exercise and Sports Science Australia, that's part of their code of conduct for exercise scientists, obviously, as well.
Yep.
So yeah, being able to add a bit more of a business aspect to that and take that further. Because even like, I don't know if you've seen the ESSA have their own format for exercise pre-screening, and there's a whole document and stuff, and it's good. It does its purpose, but yeah, like if I was to adopt that as a business practice personally, it definitely doesn't meet those like further objectives, and it doesn't give me any power to be really like countering any objections that come up from clients. So yeah, no, definitely Simon's pitch was so much beneficial to building up some confidence there.
That's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. Look, and I do understand that, like when you do a sports science degree, that's essentially what you're studying. They're not really teaching you to sell or to be to help crush any of the objections that might come up when you're going through a sales process and you're engaging with a client. So no, that's good to hear, man, that you got a lot of way. You've helped that has helped you build your confidence. So when it comes to selling, you can you can whip out the old PEQ and go through that process with them. So that's very, very good. Were you present for the customer service session that I ran?
Don't think so.
Oh, that's my best one. Oh, is it? Yeah, that's my favorite. I go, Pete. Yeah. So yeah, look, I go through, look, if you look, we're running the course again in September, bro. If you want to go through that again, I don't have any qualms with you going through it again, man. We're running it for free anyway. So if you want to log in and do this and like do, like you might just miss it. You might just not do the branding seminar that I did, and you might do the other 3. Yeah. Yeah. Not a problem at all.
That'd be awesome.
What's been your favorite part, like out of all the stuff that Simon and I have sort of taught you or like opened your eyes to? What's been your favorite bit?
Kind of the workshop the other day. That's definitely been my favorite so far. The best thing you guys have set up.
Awesome.
I mean, obviously it's not super like, this is the selling business process side of things. That was obviously more of there's nutritionists and stuff, but even within that, like Dan's points and like being able to get clients in through like those methods, or being able to help people out who might be struggling with their nutrition by really pulling steps back as well, like that process as well, like even throughout exercise, I guess in general, like that's applicable. You can take things right back to their beginning stages and help people from that too. So that's not even something it's something I considered, but obviously like not being out there in the industry, it's not something I've ever had to practice yet. And now it's probably more at the forefront of my mind.
That's awesome. So like basically one of the best things you've loved that we've been able to sort of introduce you to is exposing you to like a high level industry professional.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm going to spin the question on its head, mate. What's your favorite thing Simon and I have taught you or introduced you to?
Oh, specifically. Okay. Oh God. Favorite thing you guys have introduced me to?
You know, it could be something very random. It could be something very individualized. Maybe like, oh, I didn't know that, or oh, I didn't know you could do a certain process or a procedure or a practice that particular way, and you've gone, I'm definitely gonna use that. I'm definitely gonna use that. Was there any like aha moment like that?
Definitely the things that's sticking out the most would be Simon Sales process, and like the talk that he gave us on all that, like those, just that entire thing kind of, it stuck with me a lot more. Obviously than branding, unfortunately, sorry.
all good.
In the past. But yeah, so yeah, no, definitely Simon's sales process and the countering of the objections. I see that going to be the biggest possibility of shutdowns for clients, and yeah, I definitely see it being beneficial as a tool.
That's awesome. So you'd say like after hearing the sales session and how to sort of overcome objections, has that helped with your confidence going into a sale, you think?
Yeah, most certainly.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome to hear. Did you like, I know that you've sort of gone through our process very ad hoc. You know, you've done a face-to-face here and you've done an online here, and it's sort of been you've done it sort of ad hoc, and it hasn't been sort of a linear chronological order of going 1, 2, 3, 4. And look, we've appreciated you chiming in and sponging up what we've had to offer in that manner. Did you get a lot of the new PT toolbox items like the business tracker, the client tracker?
I'm still waiting for the link.
No. It's not that link. It's not that link. So that's, yeah, I know. Don't worry. It is. I've actually got it on one of my lists that are sitting over here. So like, obviously my link was to the advertising poster format, but previous to that, every week we link up and we give out PT toolbox items like business tracker, client tracking sheet, the branding document, you know, or different things of that nature. So you haven't had access to those.
No, I think I now recall Simon, putting up one probably in the first week that you guys started doing the Zoom sessions again.
I pulled it down.
Oh, did you?
No, the reason why I pulled it down was this, and I made a judgment call. It didn't make sense to just start populating that shit in the Facebook group, because then people that like we've had people join overnight, and then they're gonna like go and download and look at it. They're not gonna have any idea. Plus, if we're running the course every 8 weeks, we're gonna be putting that shit in there every 8 weeks. Just didn't make sense. So what I'm going to do is I will actually just give you direct access to the mother PT toolbox. You got it all. You got it all. And be well assured to harass me if I don't do that. Harass me. Yeah.
I'm glad you pulled the content down though, because I literally had what you were just saying. Like I looked at it, I was like, "What is this?" I didn't go to the session. Like,
yeah,
how am I meant to use this properly? Like,
yeah, 100%, man, 100%. And I was like, oh, this is gonna get really, really, really fucking messy, really quick. Yeah, and you don't want to be putting like, say if you've gone through the process, you did the free course 6 months ago, and you're getting peppered with like posts continuously. You're just like, I'm out of this group. Hey, fuck this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of all the things you've learned, what are some of the best outcomes? Like, what are some of the best outcomes that you've put in practice, you've put in place, and what are some of the best outcomes that you've learned?
I just need a second to think about this one.
So like an outcome could be like confidence in your selling, being able to establish my brand. You know, I've improved my package. I've improved, you know, hearing you guys, I now have a better offer. Was there an outcome from the course whereby you've gone, fuck yeah, this has really improved X, Y, and Z for me?
You guys have definitely lit a fire under my butt to get my branding started, get my socials underway, like, and get all that stuff initialized. And I'm like, okay, I need to start building myself an audience now and starting to get some kind of traction in some space, just to start off with. So, like, although not obviously hasn't been a fully direct thing that you guys have been trying to teach us yet, like just the fact that I've gone through this course and you guys have been like, you need to be thinking about this, you need to be thinking about this, you need to be thinking about this, and like it really has been drilled into me now. So that's definitely one of the biggest takeaways I've gotten. And obviously, because I've not obviously had a chance to practice selling, I've not been able to pick up any clients just as of yet because I've not completed my certificates. But at least I do feel a bit more prepared, and I feel a bit more confident that when I do finally get that chance to go out there, sure, I'm going to face a couple of shutdowns and stuff, and that's all going to be part of the learning process, but I'm not going to be disheartened by it. I can probably pick myself up a lot better now and just go, right, next time I know if someone comes to me for this reason, I can be like, well, how about this? Consider that. And hopefully that will get me through the objections and stuff. So in that regard as well, it's definitely beneficial.
Awesome. So like you'd say, to summarize that, it's helped you build a foundation that, and it's also like, you know, like you said, it's lit a fire underneath you. It's like motivated you, you've got the foundation, and with that, you feel like you're really going to hit the ground running. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely will be.
Oh, that's awesome to hear, mate. That really is awesome to hear. Would you recommend the course for people that are, you know, let's say people that are coming up to finish their certificates, people that are newly graduated, or, you know, like maybe you're an existing personal trainer, but, you know, you're having, you know, certain issues and the business hasn't really excelled, you know, how you want it to. Would you recommend the course, and why? Why would you recommend the course?
Yeah, definitely would recommend the course pretty much to anybody who's definitely looking to get into the industry, or in the industry, like I said. Just for the fact alone, the confidence building's there. You guys are going to provide a nice, clean take on it all. You are not bullshitters, thankfully. So everything that gets through is 100% honest, 100% real, and even just the support outside, like you guys are busy doing your own thing, but you've still been really supportive of what I've been doing in the background, and even the small steps and stuff I've taken to try and build my own business. And that support on its own is worth this all.
Love it, mate. Absolutely love hearing that. Sensational feedback, and thank you. We'd like, you know, I hope we're doing our job, and I hope we're preparing you, mate, to hit the ground running. Is there any, like, just that's it? There's no more interview questions from me. That's it. It's done. But look, let's just have like an open discussion, open chit chat. Is there anything or any feedback, anything positive you want to add or contribute to letting both Simon and I know about our process and anything like that? Is there anything you'd love to say?
Hmm. Okay.
Yep. Bring it.
I think I would like to see you guys do a bit more when it comes into the marketing side. I'm not sure what you guys have got planned for your future courses and stuff, but there probably is a bit more marketing stuff that I think you could go into in a bit more in depth that, yeah, you can probably touch on that won't confuse people too much, but will at least give them that advantage to being able to use their ads just that bit more effectively than probably some of the ads that are out there at the moment.
Sure.
Yeah, no, that's probably about it. I just want to see a bit more marketing stuff, really.
That's fine. So one of the things that we have internally for resolution fitness PTs. So see how Dan came along the other day. What you wouldn't have known is there was quite a large number of like resolution fitness trainers there as well. What we generally like, so there's to answer that question in sort of like two forks. One is on one channel, we're actually bringing, the idea is to bring industry professionals like Dan, but who specialize in Facebook ads in to give you guys a seminar, right? So there will probably be a basic one for the PT Mechanics advanced course. And then for also like our resolution fitness guys, they will probably talk more about like generic marketing and specifics, because I do the Facebook marketing for the resolution fitness PTs. So we have someone that we work with that does that. And then look, if someone wanted to do ongoing business coaching with, say, like myself and Simon, and want to do it like at a more elite level, we would then give them access, and we would run seminars like the Dan England seminar, but with a marketing professional that will drive that and give you guys business skills. Our whole thing is like I said in the comment yesterday, is that, you know, me and Simon are well aware that our skill sets only go so far and we only know so much. So the idea for us is we essentially, I think it was like, we sat down and we went, we would love to have about 22 professionals per year come in, present to you guys on a whole host of topics that just take you guys to another level. So, so to answer your question, I agree. It's in the works with a lot of other things. I think for us at the moment, it's just about perfecting this 4-week shotgun approach. We do have like the advanced courses. Obviously, we've got, I'm teaching a little bit about obviously like Canva and empowering you guys so you don't have to outlay with, and you're fortunate enough, you do have that skill set with Adobe and all that. Mate, you're the first PT I've come across that does. Yeah. So everyone and the amount of feedback every time I've run that Canva course, every time I've had PTs come back and go, oh my fucking God, you've just saved me so much money. And I actually spoke to a PT the other day. They're doing a different course. They're doing in their Cert 3 and 4, it gets to a marketing section, and across the top in big black bold is, do not worry about branding. You won't be able to afford it and you won't have time for it. They showed me that on the syllabus. It was right there. And then I asked this particular PT, I said, based on the time that you spent in my session and the time that it took you to go onto Canva and create your logo, your PEQ, and about 5 other documents, tell me, how long did that all take? And she said, Adam, it took me 4.5 hours. And I said, how much did it cost you? And she goes, absolutely zero. Cost me my time. And her branding and everything is like on the money. So why the fuck are RTOs saying that? Yeah. So I guess advanced stuff for us, it's about having, empowering you guys so you can get stuff done ASAP, quick, at a decent level without any cost outlay. Obviously we're trying to bring in people like Dan for the advanced course to like show you, what you've kind of learned in Cert 3 and 4's fuck all, blow your mind. Ellie and Jacob for next week. They're actually very, very good at and what we've come to know is a lot of PTs that we've sort of educated, trained, employed, very good at programming bro splits, bench press, push, pull, legs, but programming for females and circuits and even girls are shit at it. So, So like, yeah, so next week, Jared and Ellie will be talking about more like general population programming and how to do that. So again, adding more advanced techniques, and then obviously Simon will go and do sort of like an advanced selling course the week after. So I guess for us, it's about shotgun approach 4 weeks, 4 weeks advance. Beyond the 4 weeks advance, yes, there is. We have sort of two channels. For us, we're always looking for recruitment for Resolution Fitness. So if someone shows diligence, they show attitude, they fit the brand, there is an offer on table to join Resolution Fitness. That we engage with people when they're ready for that, when we think they're ready for that. And I'll segue in a second into that. And the other one is if people want ongoing business mentoring, they simply pay a weekly subscription and we throw the fucking kitchen sink at them. Yeah. So we've got a couple of people doing that, and they're just like, holy fuck. They've actually done business mentor workshops with a lot of other people, and they simply say what we provide on that upper echelon is absolutely second to none. I'm actually thinking about I should probably increase the price. So cool. Let's talk. I know you've wanted to jump on a call for a while. Is there anything like outside of this? I'll just stop the recording now.